You know, right now, in this very moment, all around you, there's a whole other world. It's in the air you're breathing, it's on the surface of your skin, it's in a single drop of water. A universe just teeming with life. And the crazy part is, for almost all of human history, we had absolutely no idea it was even there. So in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and make that invisible world visible. Take a look at this. It's just a couple of kids playing in a stream, right? Looks totally normal, a nice little slice of life. But what's really amazing is what we can't see. In every single drop of that water, on every leaf, on every blade of grass, there is a bustling, hidden world of tiny living creatures. So just imagine for a second, what if you could see it? What if you could peek into that hidden dimension? For centuries and centuries, that was pure fantasy. But then, one single brilliant invention gave us the key. It was the key that would unlock this microscopic reality for the very first time. So let's start right at the beginning, with that very first glimpse into the unknown. How on earth did we go from just seeing what was right in front of our faces to suddenly peering into a universe of things so small they were thought to be impossible? You see, it really just comes down to simple biology. Our eyes, as amazing as they are, have their limits. There's a point where things get so small that, to us, they just vanish. And because of that, an entire world of life existed right under our noses, completely and totally invisible. And this solution that changed everything, well, it was surprisingly simple. It all began with the lens. People figured out that if you take a piece of glass and curve it just right, it can make small things look bigger. Even the name lens comes from its shape. It looks like a lentil seed. Such a humble start for a tool that was about to change our understanding of everything. And by putting these lenses together, by stacking them and refining them, inventors created the very first microscopes. Now, these weren't just fancy magnifying glasses. No, these were powerful new instruments. They were the keys that were about to unlock that door to the invisible world we've been talking about. Okay, so the door is now open. We're looking through for the first time. What's the very first mind-blowing thing we discover? Well, it turns out to be the basic building block of all life itself. The 1660s, wow, what a decade for science. It was a truly revolutionary time. You had two brilliant people in two different countries, basically in a race they didn't even know they were in. Over in England, you had Robert Hooke, who was publishing these incredible, detailed drawings of what he saw. At the same time, in the Netherlands, a man named Antony van Leeuwenhoek was building even better microscopes and seeing living things no human had ever laid eyes on before. So Robert Hooke, he takes a super thin slice of cork, from the bark of a tree, and he puts it under his microscope. And what he saw was this pattern of tiny empty boxes, almost like a honeycomb. They reminded him of the small rooms, or cells, that monks lived in. And just like that, with that simple comparison, the fundamental unit of all life finally had a name, the cell. And this is the perfect way to think about it. The concept is so simple but so incredibly powerful. Just like a wall is built by putting together individual bricks, every single living thing, a tree, a fish, you, me, is built from individual cells. They are, quite literally, life's basic building blocks. And so Hooke's simple observation of a piece of cork led to one of the most fundamental, most important principles in all of biology. Every living thing on this planet is made up of cells, period. So, we've found the building block. But what about all the amazing things that are built from that block? Let's zoom in even further and explore the incredible world of creatures made from just a single one of those cells. Remember Leeuwenhoek? When he looked at a single drop of pond water, he wasn't looking at empty space. Oh no, it was like looking down on a crowded, bustling city full of tiny living things, which we now know as microorganisms, or microbes for short. For instance, he probably saw something like this amazing creature, the amoeba. It's a single-celled protozoan that's famous for its shape, which is, well, it doesn't have one. It's constantly shifting and changing as it moves around looking for its next meal. And he would have seen fungi, like this common bread mold. To us, it's just some fuzzy stuff on old bread. But through a microscope, you see this incredible structure of branching filaments and these little heads full of spores. It's a whole different world. That drop of water would also be absolutely packed with algae. These are tiny plant-like organisms. See how green they are? That means they can do what big plants do, use sunlight to make their own food. They're like microscopic solar panels.
And of course, there were the bacteria. I mean, these are the most numerous organisms on the entire planet. They come in this unbelievable variety of shapes and sizes. You've got little spheres, spirals, and the rod shapes you can see right here.
Okay, so we've seen this incredible, diverse world. It's fascinating for sure, but here's the big question. So what? Why does any of this matter to us in our big world? Well, as it turns out, our entire world completely depends on them. They are our tiny, powerful allies. Let's start with something you probably know well, a nice, soft piece of bread. That fluffy texture, that's all thanks to a microbe. The secret ingredient is yeast, which is a type of single-celled fungus. You mix it with flour, sugar, and warm water. The yeast eats the sugar, and as it breathes, it releases tiny bubbles of carbon dioxide gas. And the result is, well, you can see it right here. It's incredible. The yeast takes this dense, flat dough and pumps it full of millions of these tiny gas bubbles. It completely transforms it into that light, airy bread we love. It's a perfect, delicious example of microbial magic happening in our own kitchen. But their job is so much bigger than just baking. Out in nature, microbes like bacteria and fungi are basically the planet's ultimate cleanup crew. They are essential. They break down all the dead plants and animals, turning waste into nutrient-rich soil. They're nature's great recyclers, making sure all the ingredients for life get used over and over again. Think about this. All plants need nitrogen to grow. It's like their protein, but it's hard for them to get it from the soil. So we humans invented artificial chemical fertilizers to solve the problem. But nature has a much cooler solution. There's certain bacteria, like rhizobium here, that actually live inside plant roots and can grab nitrogen right out of the air. It's this beautiful, natural partnership that helps feed the entire planet. So when you really stop and think about it, from the food we eat, to the soil that grows our crops, to the very recycling of life and death on Earth, our entire existence is tied to this vast, powerful, and invisible world of microbes. You know, we've only just scratched the surface of what these microorganisms can do. We're still discovering new things every single day. And as our tools get better and better, letting us see even deeper into their hidden world, the real exciting question is, what other incredible secrets are they just waiting to reveal to us?